Hello and welcome to another Seer Club video. I'm Chance with the Seer Club. Today we're going to talk about how you can love your art. We have a 3-step process that we personally like to use, and it really helps us love our art and to stay positive about our art. So let's jump into step 1. I do think that this step sounds a bit generic, but hang with me, right? Stop comparing your art to others. The but here is to compare to yourself instead, right? This may seem counterproductive, right? Because you're comparing your new art to art still. You're still comparing it to something and judging whether it's good enough. But that's where I disagree. What you're doing is you're looking at your old work and comparing it to how you've grown. To see that old work is always nice, so I always recommend you hoard your art like a little dragon and its stash, right? Hoard that art, you'll see the growth, and sometimes you will see the problem of degeneration of your talent, right? But looking at that old art brings 2 opportunities, whether you have gotten better or you started to fall back a little bit. What's great about looking at it and comparing is the fact that you can see those techniques that you've used and reuse them again and fall in love with characters that you may have forgotten about and story plots that suddenly light up your brain. Looking back at your old art is something great, right? You can redraw it, which is what you're seeing in the background of this video right now. This is an old art piece. If you can't tell by the quality versus what's being drawn, you could just look at them next to each other. Those things will really help. Whenever I'm feeling down about my art, will go back through my art journals and my sketchbooks and kind of look at them and look through all my art starting from the beginning to now. And those are always so much fun and they bring so much light and joy, because back then I wasn't drawing to make it look good, I was drawing to get my ideas out. And that's another thing to keep in mind, right, is whatever you started drawing for, it'll help reignite that, right? So comparing to your old art will help you see that growth, will help you come up with techniques when that growth has stifled, and also hopefully reignite that light that you had. And let's say that you're having a hard time looking at this art because you can't quite feel positive about it because it looked bad and now your art looks bad still and blah blah blah, right? That's where step 2 comes in, and that is to focus on your improvement, not your failure. What this means is to look at errors in your art as a chance to grow and learn instead of a failure that you can't fix, right? What this means is to look at the good things you did in the old art and the good things you did in the new art, and also look at the bad, right? If you can recognize the bad things that has happened between those 2 art pieces, you'll be able to fix it. It may take some time, but you'll be able to fix it. And when you look at the good things, it'll help you get that feeling of, oh yeah, I did this really good in this old art, and I did it really bad in the new art. So maybe if I combine the 2 of the tactic I used back then and the tactic I use now, I can create it even better than before. So if you look at it, it's a chance to expand that knowledge, that talent, and that skill that you have in art. And lastly is step 3, and this one's going to be a little controversial and some people might get pissy at me for it, and that is to selectively listen to others. And what I mean by that is not, just block out everyone who tries to help you with your art. You know, what I'm meaning is more of people are mean sometimes. Sometimes when they see something they don't like, they're going to naturally be mean. And so it's very important to learn how to not take criticism too close to the heart, especially with your art, because art is a way for artists to express who they are and how they feel on the inside. And so with that knowledge of to selectively listen, you can block out the people who are just being rude to be rude, who are just trying to put you down to put you down. It's very, very important to decide when to listen. For example, if you posted an art piece asking for help with anatomy, and someone just goes, "Your anatomy sucks, you should stop drawing," that's not criticism. That's not helpful. That's just being rude. And let's say you get another comment that goes, "I think it looks great, it's just your head is too big for the body. So what I would recommend is XYZ." That is someone trying to give you criticism and trying to help in a nice way. And it's very important to know the difference between someone being mean and being rude. Or, someone being rude or mean and someone giving you criticism. What the difference is, matters a lot when you decide who to listen to. And sometimes you'll get unsolicited advice and criticism that is nice. That's more of a timing issue on the other person than it is on your art being bad. So keep that in mind as well. If you decide to listen to them in that case, you decide to listen to them. So really it's up to you whether you should listen to someone or not. Personally, I believe that these 3 steps can help you love your art and even grow as an artist as well. So running through them real quick again, you've got don't compare to others, but compare to yourself. Focus on improvement, not failure, and selectively listen to others. Those are the 3 steps that should help further your art and your love for your art. If you guys have any tips that you'd like to share, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear them. Give a like to this video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.